Good evening, everyone. It's really nice to see you all. Welcome to Physio Ed, and it's an amazing feeling to watch so many of you joining in on this Sunday evening. It really means a lot to our team at Physio Ed here. And the immense response that we got with the circulation of flyers shows the love and support, and it's really a good feeling to see you all live. Yes, so we'll wait for people to join in, and eventually our guests will join us in the live. As you all know, our two special eminent speakers who will be speaking with us and answering all your questions related to Physio Ed. So, let's begin. Okay. I hope you're doing fine in today's times, and this Sunday is treating you all with all the recovery that you need at the end of the week. All right. So through the course of the live, you can type in your questions, which we'll be answering eventually. And by the end of the session, we hope to answer all your questions related to Physio Ed. So feel free to type your questions in the comment section. And yes, let's begin. So let me begin by introducing myself. I am Dr. Varsha Chambyal. I am a musculoskeletal and sports physiotherapist based in Mumbai. And I am also moderator at Physio Ed. Hence, I'm hosting this live for you today. And we have a very special speakers today. We have Dr. Ambarish Akre sir and we have Dr. Harshita Mehrotra ma'am. Both of them are experienced clinical physiotherapists, and sir is the CEO of our page and of our venture, which is called Physio Ed, and ma'am is the CEO and managing director. So yes, let me just add both of our speakers and then we can start with the live. I'll just add them both. Let me see the request section. Okay, I need to invite sir and I need to invite ma'am. Bear with me and make sure you type your questions. Okay, I got the request to answer.
Hello,
Hello, good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all good. It's evening here. What's the time in Australia right now, I wonder?
Not that late. It's only 10:30.
It's 10:30 and yet you
Yeah,
are giving us your precious time. So anyway,
that's
I've invited ma'am, and by the time she joins, I would like to introduce you to the audiences and give a complete, introduction, your background and everything. I think ma'am has joined. Good evening, ma'am. It's really nice to have you here.
Hi, thank you.
Okay, so for the audiences, I would like to introduce our CEO and founder, Dr. Ambarish Akre, and he has done his master's in musculoskeletal and sports physiotherapy. And Sir is also a certified Mulligan practitioner, and he's also internationally certified COMT in spinal and peripheral mobilization from the prestigious Melbourne University, Australia. Sir is also certified in McConnell Concept Practitioner, and he learned it from none other than Jenny McConnell herself. Can you believe that? And
that was good.
Sir is also a certified kinesiotaping practitioner from the Kinesio University. He's an internationally certified ergonomics practitioner, and Sir has a clinical experience of over 16 years, which includes 10 years of academic teaching, and which is based all over India, specifically in Maharashtra. So he began with his academics in the year 2008 to 2009. He was a lecturer at Sri Swaminarayan Physio College. And then eventually he went on to become the associate professor at Singard Kashibai Nawale Physiotherapy College in Pune, which was from 2009 to 2013. And after that, Sir was an associate professor at DES Brijal Jindal Physiotherapy College in Pune from 2013 to 2018. The list can go on, and his interests are specifically musculoskeletal physiotherapy and kinesiology. Sir has been an examiner and guide to thousands of students across India in various universities. Sir is also an author of many internationally published research articles as well. He's currently a site lead and working as a clinical physiotherapist in geriatrics in Australia. Sir's aim is to help physiotherapists across the globe have easier access to eminent clinically skilled resource professionals. So, sir, it's really a pleasure to have you on board today. What would you like to say to audiences?
Well, firstly, I would like to say hello to everyone. And many of the names which I see popping up in the chat comments are familiar names. Either they are my ex-students or they are people whom I know on the social media. So it's good to see them. And I would also like to thank Varsha. That's really kind and sweet words from you. It's all right. Meaning, I think experience is something everyone develops after you start working. So there's nothing for one person to boast about it. And so even you have experience, even Harshita has experience. Each and every of the viewer who is here, they all have experience. So what we say normally is we all are skilled physios, and at the end of the day, that's more important. Obviously, one person has more. Yeah, so it's a it's a long journey. It's been a long journey rather. So it's almost like 11 years in India and then around 4 years now in Australia. And the concepts or the practice is a bit different, definitely. Many of us are in different parts of the world. So we know that things change from country to country, as in how physio goes on. Okay, I just want to keep it short. I don't want to bore down the audience. I just want it to be a session for the audience. It's not a session about myself, Dr. Amberesh Akre, as the founder of this, or it's not a session for Dr. Harshita as the lady who's working day and night after this, because her work goes. Everyone knows her anchoring skills. No one knows how much hard work is going into all this behind the scenes. So yeah, and even Varsha, since the time you have come with us. Yeah. So I think that's cut short that and we'll move ahead.
Okay. Okay. Our second speaker is none other than Dr. Harshita Mehrotra, a managing director at PhysioEd. She is a very young, passionate physiotherapist from Delhi, India. And ma'am is currently working in a renowned hospital in Delhi. And she's an expert in function and mobility enhancement for neurologically deficient children and geriatric patients. Effective communication, techniques to develop professional relationships with patients are some of her key skills. And ma'am is deeply committed to ongoing learning for the purpose of improving the patient outcomes through her seeking, creating, and translating knowledge to patients and her physiotherapy practice. She practices manual therapy, rehabilitation, cupping, kinematics, and dry needling. Ma'am, it's very beautiful to have you here. We've all witnessed your communication skills in the previous lives. So welcome aboard.
Thank you so much, Varsha. Thank you so much for actually taking, giving me an opportunity to be on the other side and not actually hosting the
Yeah.
live today. So it's really different. I'm sure Amrish sir agrees. It feels really different to actually,
Yep.
I'm on the other side and I'm hearing things about me. So it's a pleasure. And nothing much. I mean, I think you've really summed up things about me. As I'm in Delhi, I'm practicing here and trying to, probably gain experience and definitely, I mean, to it, we are trying to, provide the best platform. So yeah, a lot of hard work is going on here. I'm really very productive. I think that because it's not just me who's working day and night, it's probably working more than me. And so there goes in a lot of work. That comes, but it actually now even Varsha know that all this what happens behind the live is a lot
Work.
of work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really glad that you actually host.
All right. So, good evening, and thank you so much for taking your time out for today's live. And I think the audiences can type in their questions as we speak. And we already have a few questions. Let's begin with them. And before that, sir, could you just take us through your journey quickly through the entire practice of physiotherapy over the years, how it's evolved, so that we get a background, and then we can begin with our questions.
Yeah.
And how?
So I
Excuse me one second. I would also
yes.
like to know, how did you come up with the idea of PhysioEd and what is the purpose behind it? Because people are curious.
Yeah, that's there. No, very few people know about me completely. So physiotherapy has been a part of my life since I was day one. My father was a physio, so he was the head of the department in Goa. So physio has been a part of my life as a kid. Like I have seen all the physio mentors who are today as a child. attended IIP conference was when I was perhaps 2.5 years old. That was my first IIP conference, and I
Wow.
have been a part of I have been a part of every IIP conference because my dad was very active. So I've been a part of all conferences over the last whatever my age is, which I don't want to disclose. Okay, so yeah, it's been nice, and my journey in physiotherapy started in the year 2001. I joined JNMC, which is KLE, in Belgaum, Karnataka, which is a very prestigious college there. Did my graduation 2005, joined masters immediately, completed my masters, and after that, you have told the rest of the story. I came to Australia in 2018, and the first insight that we need something different came there, because when I saw education in Australia, the way they deliver the workshops courses and the way we do it, there's a bit of difference. I don't want to say one is better than the other, both are good in their own regard, but sometimes, as I put myself in the shoes of a student who is in a fourth year or an intern now, and I say, if I see 100 workshops of a particular topic, which one is the right one for me? It's so hard to decide. I have no idea about the concept. There are 500 workshops in courses going on. I have limited finances. Is there anyone who can give me a right idea of what is right or what is wrong? So I'm not saying one is right and one is wrong, but everyone has a specific purpose of what they do it for. And unless there's someone who can guide or mentor, these people, that this is the right one for you. So example, if person A is there, a workshop X may be the right one for him. A person B is there, a workshop Y may be the right one for him, and the persons may try to discuss, saying that no, let's do one of them. Like, so things make a difference, and I think everyone needs a sort of a knowledge or mentoring, which I think is a part of the purpose why I thought about PhysioEd. PhysioEd has not come about in 1 month, though we have actually got active in 1 month. I have interacted with Harshita over the past few months rather, and PhysioEd was in my mind for months now. I can rather say almost a year. Obviously, I have been committed to a few things back here in Australia, and obviously COVID and all these things happening, and obviously COVID has given a different dimension to virtual education. So all these things have brought about finally PhysioEd taking birth in May 2021. And
All
obviously
right.
Harshita being a very important part, and now Varsha being on the board as well.
Yes, it's a pleasure for me. Ma'am, I have a question for you that how did you collaborate with Sir? And we would love to know that how a physiotherapist who is probably in the final year or, initially into their career, they can make use of this platform, because that is one of the most commonly asked questions that people want to know the answer to.
So I think I'll divide this into two halves. So first you asked me how did I collaborate, right? So I mean it was a very quick decision to hop in. I would say I did not take much time. As in when sir told me, I mean he just explained me the whole process and I was like, yeah, let's do this. Because I mean I think you should first believe in what you're
Yep.
doing, right? So if you actually believe and you think that this is something that is going to make a tiny tad bit of change, I mean, you're up for it, I think. And I'm very active socially, and I really like telling people about our profession, what we do, what we are, and keeping that aside, I also want all our current physiotherapists to be active there because things are coming up, like day in and day out. You are having newer skills, workshops, everything. But yeah, as rightly sir said that you don't know what is right for you, and you just randomly pick something from Google or Instagram, you see a flyer, and you're like, okay, let's. You really need to understand that is this those person correct one or probably technique is something that will actually help you further. So, getting on board with Amrish sir was, I think, the best decision, and I am so glad I actually took that, and I'm so grateful to him to actually, uh, take me on this and help me so much with everything. He's actually pushing me day in and day out to be the best version of me as well. I can assure you that, and only that is how we are actually delivering you what we are,
Yep.
and that is why we are standing apart from a lot of physio pages. I
Yeah.
would not demean anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody is doing a great
Everyone
job.
is doing a great job.
Yes,
All the
to
physio pages are doing great job. But if you see, there are around hundreds and hundreds of physio pages from the Indian origin, like in India. We are standing a bit different. We are only a month old, but our vision is something else. And obviously, we will be achieving that with the help of each and every one of those pages. We're not going to do anything by ourselves. So it's like more like a teamwork. So all those pages, I've been in touch with many of them. You guys must have seen my stories which I pop up in relation to our flyers and the thing. Each of these
Yeah.
pages have actively extended support to us. Like they want to be a part of Physio Ed themselves. Like even being an independent page, it's a very big thing to actually say, that I run
Yes.
my own
Yeah.
independent page, but I don't mind being a part of Physio Ed. So if you actually go, there are many physio pages who have actually put our tag on their profile, which is a sort of a thing, testimonial, like what they want to achieve with us. Like, so yeah, let's see how it goes. It should go,
Yeah.
it should go all right. It will take time. Things it's not a overnight process. Things take time to build on, and obviously we have some interesting questions popping up which I would like to answer.
Yes, yes. So I think we should start with the questions now. Sir, could you answer that? This one of the commonly asked questions is: will Physio Ed guide us to seek career abroad or foreign universities? Can you help us in that?
I have this question, request, suggestion come in my Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram from so many people. I can't number how many they were, but definitely more than 100 or 200. First and foremost, let me be very clear. Physio Ed is not a consultancy agency or immigration agency. We are not that. We are not here to fly anyone from India abroad, because that's what idea some people got seeing my profile that I'm in Sydney, and then we were trying to collaborate with one or two people abroad. We will still do that, but we are not a consultancy agency or immigration agency. We are there to help and guide you. We won't say this is right and this is wrong. In the end of the day, it's your decision, what you feel is right for you. We can guide you that if you want to specialize in so and so discipline, this is where we feel you should be going. So Physio Ed will be there constantly to support each and everyone who is a part of our family. We don't want to be labeled as an agency or a sort of a consultancy. Like we are not into that. We are into education. That's our sole motto of Physio Ed. So when you see our logo, also we have just made it a person from one part of the world is reaching out with his hands to a person from other part of the world. So that's how education spreads. It's a teamwork.
Yeah, that's beautiful,
I mean,
answer.
we actually to we there's this very, I think, commonly said thing in our field that one person is trying to pull down the other, but
Yeah,
that's very against that concept. We are trying to guide people, support through, and take them ahead. Go ahead and take them ahead. If you are rising, and if you are being successful, if you're getting a particular knowledge, it is, if you give that to somebody else, you won't have any less of knowledge.
correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody can steal.
Knowledge only
Yeah.
Nobody can
increases.
steal.
Knowledge only increases when
Yes,
you. So
that's
example, like I just drifting away from the question. You mentioned a few courses, certifications I have done. I have very good professional colleagues who are much more certified than me. When we used to attend courses together, example, we did a eight-day course of Jenny McConnell. I did it with one of my best friends and colleagues who is a certified practitioner himself now. The way we learn is we go back and teach the same thing to our students the next day. That's when you remember it. Unfortunately, there are some people who try to keep knowledge for themselves, being a bit of selfish, but you're only going to degrade the knowledge if you're not going to teach. So I am of the value that no matter which workshop you do, with no matter who you do it, the only way you're going to master the concept is the next day go and teach 10 people who are around you. Maybe they are juniors, maybe they are your professional colleagues at workplace, hospital. They will remember you that this I was
Yeah.
taught this concept by so and so person, and you might feel that I have done a favor on them. No, you're doing a favor on yourself, because you will master that concept when you're teaching it to someone. That's a very straightforward idea.
That's absolutely right. So that leads me to the next question: that will PhysioEd continue to be a channel for Facebook and Instagram Live, or is there more that we can look forward to in the future? That's the question.
okay. So I think I can answer that, and I feel So we have big plans. That's what I'm going to say. We are not just going to stick to lives on Instagram or Facebook and everything. We do have plans of going ahead with things. And as in the situation right now, we are in a pandemic worldwide, globally. Every country is facing different challenges due to the pandemic. So I feel as of now we are actually trying to bring about change in the virtual world
Yeah.
and virtual knowledge, how we can actually get it. We are not here to provide you some basic boring lecture of an
No.
hour and call
Yeah.
it a webinar, and you'll be just sitting there blank and sleepy, and you wouldn't gain anything out of it. So we don't want to do that. I mean, virtual knowledge, when we talk about virtual knowledge and a virtual platform, it should never compromise on the knowledge
Correct.
or the concept that we're talking about. That is not something that should be compromised there, right? So that is how we are going to make a change, and we are in the process, I would say. So the lives are definitely knowledgeable, and
Yeah.
to actually give people an insight about how things are going to work ahead. So we've been really lucky to actually have superb, like really super people on our lives so far, and we will be continuing to do that. And these lives actually reach out to a lot of people. We choose a time, we choose an hour where people are kind of free, and it's like one productive hour on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So I would say that that is the best thing. It's free knowledge, free platform to gain something and probably look at something better. Also, coming to future prospects, we will be doing webinars, we will be doing workshops, and we will be bringing to you again some free lives which will be really knowledgeable, as we talked about the foreign education part. And so, clear doubt, we are not consultants, but to help you, like, to give you a broad spectrum that this is how it works, this is how it's going to go about. So we are going to try to connect you to eminent people who are there in that particular field, who will actually guide you through how things work.
Right. The next question is that, sir and ma'am, I've been following your work and your social media, and that really helps me and motivates me to be better. How can I be a part of Physio Ed?
Yeah, that's a good question actually. So in the last week of April or first week of May, Physio had started as a single person. That was me. I was very happy and very, very keen to get Harshita on board. Let me be very straightforward about that. Like I have known her for a few months or rather a year, but the way she delivers the sessions, there's a bit of difference. Definitely, Varsha is also on the same track. But yeah, I was keen to get you guys on. And now we are around 20 people who are with us. There are many on the chat as well who are part of us. They may not be seen to other people around, but they're doing a lot of hard work themselves, spreading the word of our sessions, trying to give us ideas, responding to my questions every morning, which I post because I get up 4.5 hours early than you guys. So my story
Yes, yeah.
pops up first on the screen on Instagram. So we have so many replies to come, and I can't analyze each of the replies. So these guys do the analysis of those replies as well. So it's a teamwork. And yeah, everyone can be a part of PhysioAid either by being what do you say as the initial state, what you're saying as a moderator. So moderator is a person who will be promoting the activities which PhysioAid does amongst your professional circle or your college circle, your academic circle, your academics, amongst your students. Later on, it can also go ahead as a part of what you can say, like how Varsha is getting on track now with anchoring and being socially networking with people who otherwise you would not have talked to. Like perfect example I give it is Harshita now. Harshita now and Harshita 1 month back. There's a big difference. Okay, I'm not talking in terms of Instagram following. It's like people from the south, people from Mumbai know Harshita much more than what they knew her 1 month back. Now, if I talk about Harshita wouldn't have dreamed of spending an hour with a resourceful person like Dr. Alisa, and gaining that insight, which Harshita has got. She will comment better once I finish. So PhysioAid is not about like we are not asking anyone to pay money and try to take education. Even just being a part of us, like as a team member, whether you're a moderator, whether you are an anchor, whether you are part of the workshop or courses which we'll do later, you'll always learn. And it's not about learning, your social network will grow. Like, that's very important. Social networking in our profession is really important. I'm sure each and everyone who's here will be accepting that fact. We need a network to grow. We can't grow by yourself. So the networking, we provide you the networking at PhysioEd. So that's the reason I think you should consider or think about it. We don't have any hard feelings or negative things about people who are not keen to be a part of us. We'll be equally good to them as well and try to help our best. But being a part of us will definitely make a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a part of us, and it is not a very difficult process. We are not putting it to
Mm-hmm.
you. I mean, you can actually just DM us personally, and we'll tell you the routes to be a part of us and be a part of the Physio Ed family. We are very welcoming. We are really happy to have people with the same
Yeah.
mindset on
Yeah.
board. So I think yes, after this live, if you are interested, you can direct message me or Dr. Amruth sir to.
Yeah, actually, that's how even I began. It was really easy, and to join in and learn so much from you and collaborate on this. So, this leads me to my next question, which is Sir, I have read that you have immense experience and interest in kinesiology and manual therapy. Do you recommend virtual courses for manual therapy, taping, etc.? What are the options in the current scenario with COVID?
Kinesiology is my favorite. Let me clear that. So, and my best reward over the last 16 years was when my ex-students tell me that knee joint or ankle joint or TMJ joint, which I have been teaching for so many years, we still remember each and everything because it was your lecture. It's a huge, most heartening compliment any teacher can receive. And if there are a few academicians who are here, they will say that it's not the money which you get in salary in the college. It's when students remember you for the right reasons, and that's the most touching feeling, I must say. Like, coming to your question, yes, manual therapy is very, very being a practitioner in Australia where everything is more manual and there's hardly any electrotherapy here. Yeah, manual therapy is important. Coming to your question whether manual therapy taping can be done virtually, my answer straightforward is I'm not going to encourage anything of that on virtual platform. So you won't see anything of manual therapy or kinesio taping or dry needling coming on PhysioEd. I'll never do that because I'm not of the thing I want to sell a product here. If it's not going to benefit my audience, I'm not going to sell it. Definitely, yeah. So it's not going to happen. Yeah, COVID is going to give us a tough time, but what I can do, or what I've rather already got in touch with a few people, those who are very resourceful and accredited teachers in those concepts. I won't name them. They're accredited teachers in their respective concepts. Is they will be coming on our platform and enlightening you about the theoretical concepts, like what can be done, how is that concept important, and about the theoretical basis. Practical, nothing will be covered on PhysioEd. No one's going to conduct a webinar and try to teach you how to do a taping technique or a dry needling maneuver here because it cannot be done. It's hands-on. So it has to be done at a face-to-face session, if that answers the question.
Okay, we have a question on the live from Neha Kulkarni. Her question is, being a final year student, can I be a part of PhysioEd team like an internship? That's her question.
I'll leave it to Harshada.
Yeah.
I think yeah. I mean, it's a big yes. You are, even if you are a first year student, anywhere, any stage you are
Yeah.
at in your physiotherapy profession,
Yeah.
I would say. Even if you are at the learning stage or you are a professional, or for some reasons you've not been practicing for years and you want to get back on track. So I think this is the perfect platform to regain and to get back on track and learn all the latest whatever is going on. So yes, it's a big yes. You can join us definitely. You wouldn't say no.
All right. That is one of the relevant questions that I see. And the rest, sir and ma'am, everyone is just complimenting you. They're asking how you
Everyone's
are.
trying to.
There's a lot of love from everyone for you. And
Thank you is we can thank
Thank you is what we can say.
say, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, correct. Um, I'm
I
just
had a
going
few
through the
questions
I
which
think we
came.
can move on.
I had a few questions which came to my personal text also. Like if I can bring it out here, is like some people
questions.
asked us is like virtually or hands-on. How do we actually balance between how much should I invest into my private practice like so it is hard meaning for a person who's starting fresh and there are different domains like some people have a good financial background from the family, some people don't. I was in between. Obviously later on I came to a better extreme of it, is that knowledge is a investment. So I wouldn't stop myself investing in knowledge.
Mm.
Like you can stop investing in all other things. You can stop investing in a cell phone. We change cell phones every year, all of us. Okay, we change our bikes and cars almost like randomly. Like so, instead of investing in those things, I would rather invest in education, because if you invest in education at the right age, and I take myself around 17 years back when I finished my graduation, I still feel I did few courses which were less. I could have done much more. I would have been something else today. Like I could have done something in neurology, I could have done something cardiorespiratory, which were not my forte. Today I'm learning them. In fact, I posted one of my neuro rehab courses which I've been doing for the last 2 weekends. Saturday, Sunday has been entirely education for me. I'm loving neuro rehab. It leads me to a question: why didn't I do it before? Like I worked in MSK for 11 years in India, saying that neuro is not my cup of tea. Today I'm saying neuro is my cup of coffee in Australia. I love it, and that you can only
Yeah.
come to know is when you attend a course or a workshop from a right person, and that's where the concept of physio is.
Okay. We have another question from Neha Karnika Physio. It's how can we make best of online courses for a profession that's majorly hands-on?
Well, Neha herself is a very resourceful person. For people who don't know Neha is a pass out from JNMC KLE. She has been a physiotherapist in sports for the Sri Lankan women's cricket team. She's a very
Wow.
active sports physiotherapist. She has an excellent center in Baroda, and she herself is a resource person in herself, whom I would like to call on Physioid one day. So
Wow,
that's the
that's
first part
lovely.
of the question. Okay. Next, coming to the question which she actually asked, if you could repeat it.
Like, how can we make the most of online sessions? That is the question.
Yeah, so we can obviously make the most of online sessions is taking down the idea of concepts, how they are going to help us in your practice, because not necessarily every concept is going to help you. So if you are into sports, you might not think about doing something in pediatric physiotherapy, right? Or something which is completely different in ICU physiotherapy or pulmonary rehab. Like you would rather want to see something more of taping or something like manual therapy or some sort of exercise science which will benefit you. So yeah, virtual education is like trying to make the best of what you can sitting at home. So that's how you can grab it.
Um,
Add on that you to actually make the most of it is what you have to do is the next day you go practice it,
Mm.
you know, till the time, I why I'm saying this is because recently, I mean very recently, I have learned dry needling. So till the time I didn't actually practice it, I couldn't be very confident about it, right? So probably the first patient I tried was my mother. I actually tried it on my mother, hands
okay.
on. Obviously, after all the training
Yeah.
and examination and everything, not just blindly following it. Yes, I tried it on my mom and she recovered. It was a great feeling. The next one was my friend I tried on. That's how to do the best and to gain the best is you need to get into practice
Yeah.
with it. I just learn time evening and I'm not doing it for a month, I will forget it. I will forget how to hold it, how to pick, how to move it. I'll forget everything. So the best is to actually practice it, gain the best outcome.
Okay. The next question is from Hardika Jain. My question is, being a final year student, what should I choose, MPT or MSc course abroad? I think this is very common in final year students.
Yeah, it's a very common question which starts creeping up in final year in a very good way, and it turns into a nightmare by the time internship comes to a finishing stage.
Yeah.
It is a nightmare. I've gone through it. Every one of
Me
us
too.
has gone through it. It's a nightmare. Yeah, you don't know whether you should concentrate on a graduation ceremony or whether you should think about this tension, what you should do next. The answer for that is simple. You should know what you want to do. Do you want to plan to settle in India, or do you plan to settle abroad? If you want to plan to settle in India, there are two ways to it. Are you planning to be an active educational person like what I am, or do you want to be involved in patients? Okay. If you want to be involved in patients, you can directly get into clinical practice straight away. Don't waste time. It's a competitive market. You don't want to waste a single day. So get into the market, start a small setup, get attached to some hospital, make a circle of, say orthopedic surgeons or referring medicine doctors, so that you have people who refer patients to you, because physio practice in India, sadly, is still a referral practice. I know we are coming to a stage where patients are directly come to us, but when I compare it to somewhere overseas, like I've been only in Australia, I can't compare about US or England, but that's the way it is everywhere. This physiotherapy is a first-hand practice here. Patients come directly to you. They don't have to go to a different channel. In India, unfortunately, we still have referral based. Secondly, if you're planning to go abroad, then you should do it right away. There's no point wasting time again there, because with COVID and the other situations arising in the exam situation, licensing everywhere, things are only going to get harder. So the earlier you get out, the better it is. Like, if you're not sure where you're going, then it's better you stick where you are and either do your masters or do your clinical practice, come to a conclusion what you want to do in life later, and then jump. Because I've seen some people spend 2 years, invest around lakhs of rupees in some foreign country, and then they realize, no, this is not my lifestyle. I need a social life, so I'll go back to India. If you want to go back to India, why did you invest that money there? Firstly, like, you could have rather set up your own practice, like, buy a space for yourself. You don't want to pay rent all your life. You don't want to be under a mortgage. I'm not giving a sort of educational of loan or something here, a session, but it's a straightforward thing. Is that if you don't want to settle abroad, why do you want to go abroad just to live your life for 2 years, spending that much amount of money of parents have earned, hard-earned money? It's not a very smart decision. Like, unless you feel sure you want to go to that country and settle there. Even in that, we'll be doing sessions of these later. Invest and research about what country you want to settle, whether that lifestyle is going to suit you, whether that weather is going to suit you, whether you're going to take the each and every hardship of an international student, which you can't see when you see your friends pictures or post on Facebook and Instagram, and you say, wow, this fellow is there, look at me, where am I? That's a normal reaction of an Indian student now. I'll tell you, I have so many of my students who envy their classmates because their classmate is sitting on a beach on some other country or sitting at a club in some other country, whereas he or she is attending a home visit in some part of Mumbai or Pune. That's not something to compare. Okay, so unless if you are sure what you want to do, don't get into it. Yeah, yeah, you have a lot of other stuff to do. I'll tell you.
I'm
You have a lot of other stuff to do.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah. So yeah.
able to.
All right.
Okay.
We'll come to the next one.
We have another question by Rahul Singh. Being a first year student, what courses you can opt as in college? I think practical knowledge is less given in this COVID period.
Harshita wants to go ahead with that.
So you want to
Yes,
ask?
you can answer
You want me?
this.
I can answer each and every question, but I want you to speak.
Yeah, you both can answer.
I'm going to answer. Yeah. So what I feel is it is very, very unfortunate the kind of situation all the third year, fourth year students
Yeah.
are facing even in internship. It's all online. They are studying physiotherapy online, which is not possible. You need to see the patient, you need to learn hands-on. I think in my third year to fourth year, I have been to more than 15 hospitals and healthcare centers, NGOs, special schools, and I have got so much exposure, and I'm so thankful for that, because what I am today is because of that practice and because of that hands-on that I got, practical knowledge. Till the time I'm not going to actually, be a cerebral palsy child, I wouldn't know. I can't just read and understand the techniques. You have to do it hands-on. Till the time I'm not going to go inside the ICU, I wouldn't know what all the setup is and how to see the patient. So definitely, I will say, and we really sympathize with you because it is hard to, not get that exposure. But now what you can do is, as the situation is calming down, you can see more and more patients. You see, that is the only thing to do. Attend webinars, attend workshops, along with that, see a real patient. I think you should always start with your private practice and start seeing patients. If you can't treat them, at least do consultation. You will understand what a real person's problem is. What we read. If I get a case, there's a 56-year-old woman with osteoarthritis knee, and when I see that woman, there will be a lot of difference. She will tell me some other chief
If I can just cut you short, and I'll just give you a common example now. This is from my experience on being a CADS in 11 years. I started my first home visit in the year 2004. Okay, it was in Belgaum. I don't want to disclose the amount which I got for that patient. It was a hemiplegic patient in my internship. Because I had a time in which I had to work between 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. I was working in my internship. I had to work. So I used to do my internship from 8 to 5, and 5 to 10, 5 to 6 I used to do a home visit, and 6 to 10 I used to go to the hospital and do some work for some peanuts because I wanted to learn. Okay. Today I see, I'm not generalizing the statement. Physios, whether they are interns or recent pass out, they value the patient's importance in terms of the number of zeros the person is giving you at the end of the day or the end of the week. And I know money is important, but if you're starting your practice, I don't think the monetary part of it has to be considered. I know you can't do it for free. I'm not telling anyone to do charity here. Okay, you obviously are putting your hard work, you need to earn something. But if you're trying to say to someone that no, you are paying, if this patient X is going to pay me 700 and the patient Y is going to pay me 1000, I can see only one patient, so I'll see patient Y because I'm getting 300 more. That's a very weird way of starting your career. Like, I wouldn't be too impressed with that. Like, because at the end of the day, patients are education providers. The amount of satisfaction you're going to get after they recover is going to be much more than what you get in your account. Obviously, that's also important. I'm not ruling that out. But yeah, the patients.
Yeah, but if you treat that patient and you take 1,000 rupees every day, I don't think it makes sense to anybody, not to the patient, not to you, not to your practice at all.
Yeah, so that's all the relevant questions that we have so far in the live. Do you have any questions that you might have got in your private DMs or somewhere else? Because on the live, these are the ones which we have so far.
I think more of the questions were more or less related. What is physio ed, and how can we be a part of physio ed? And in terms of workshops, obviously workshops is something which we are not getting into right now. We are more into providing education in terms of Insta lives and Facebook lives now. Obviously, we'll be starting with a few virtual education things in terms of webinar, because we have been constantly getting constant messages that we want so and so resource person to come and deliver some session for 2 hours or 4 hours on the virtual platform, because we cannot go to her city or his city to learn the same thing, and he or she is the best for that. So we are in talking terms with around 4 or 5 resource people now in different streams of physiotherapy, and they'll be starting soon. I don't have the exact dates because there are few commitments from their end, there are few commitments from our end, and at the end of the day, let me be very frank, is like whatever you will see on the PhysioEd platform, I don't want to disclose anyone's name here. We don't want to fool anyone here. We are not here to fool anyone here. We are not here to, sort of exploit anyone here. That's not our idea at all. The sole intention is to help each and every one of us to grow as a profession. So we wouldn't encourage any speaker misusing our platform after we hear a few negative things about him or her somewhere else. It's touching rather, because I don't want to be a part of somebody's bankruptcy. Like, I don't want to be a part of that. Neither does PhysioEd want to be a part of that. I am sure Varsha, you and Harshita here, and all the other people who are with PhysioEd now, we don't want to be a part of something which is not right. So nothing that will happen on our platform. Secondly, whatever resource people who will be here, they have some sort of a financial thing to deliver, because they are either, they have a loyalty to pay to the concept which they are practicing. No workshop taker is free unless the certification does not have value. If the certification carries a value, the certifying person has to give a loyalty to that institute, whether it's taping, whether it's some manual therapy, whether it's some other concept of NDT, or whether it's a cardiorespiratory concept. They have loyalties to pay to that institute from where the certificate comes from. That's where the value of the certificate is. That was another interesting question. Does the amount of certificates make a difference in my career? I said, unfortunately, we all gather certificates which have no value. And you only
Yeah.
realize it once you apply for a job and they say that no, this certification is not carrying any credential points. Or my international students who are in England or US now, or in Australia, I have a few students here. They say that, sir, I did this workshop 5 years back. Nobody's recognizing it. I said, yeah, I told you that time, but you were not listening to me. That don't do it because you wanted to save 10,000 or 15,000. You did a certification of same concept from a non-recognized institute. You are not going to get any benefit in international credential. So you should realize what is right, what is the best thing to invest.
That don't just go for any and every e-certificate. What does it hold? Is it credible? Is it from a recognized academy?
They should have a
Yeah.
transcript
So
hours.
you should.
They should have a university credential to it. They should carry something which will hold you value in the market. If you have 50 certificates of 5,000 or 10,000 each, none of them carry a value. You might as well do a workshop of 2 lakhs and invest somewhere in a proper technique and become a master in that concept. I have also seen, this is unfortunate, people try to bargain. No one is selling vegetables here. Like when a course
Yeah.
person is saying that my concept, this is the module and so much is my value of this thing, obviously that person has invested in that studio or that equipment or that international body who allows him or her to certify that. They have loyalties to pay.
Right.
No one can give a certificate. If someone is giving a certificate for cheap, all those people who are doing the workshop, please double check how valuable that certificate is first before trying and enrolling for that. Okay, that's from my end.
Yeah. So
Are we done with all
I
the
think
questions?
we are
yes,
done
yes, we're
most.
done with all the questions here on the live. So yeah, that's about it. I think we can end the session now on
I
this
think so.
note
Yeah,
because all the questions are answered. And
yeah.
so I really want to thank you both again for your precious time today on this Sunday
Thank you
evening and
so much,
Sunday night.
Varsha. Thank you so much for taking this at
Thank
the
you so
last
much.
moment and being a real sport and coming online within 3
It's
days.
all
2 days
right.
we spoke to you, and we look
Yeah.
forward to you being a part of us a lot more in the next few months, years, and decades.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
also, all of you can follow PhysioEd Amresh Akre and at the rate Harshita Mehrotra and me. All of us will be tagged in the description. Thanks for watching. It was really nice to have you all. Take care. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.